Is up, y'all? This is Soliel. I am with Soul Rise Essentials, and tonight y'all are joining me for another episode of Soul Seat Conversations. What is Soul Seat Conversations? If you're watching the replay, take a minute, go to our YouTube channel, subscribe to it, and also come on back to IGTV if you prefer to stay over here. But it is a wellness podcast, a video series that we started to do to share resilience stories with y'all from around the world. If you have a resilient story that you want to share, all you have to do is DM us. But the preferred way actually is emailing us. We have an email specifically for Soul Seat Conversations, and that's my story at soulriseessentials.com. We'll make sure it's a good fit, and then we'll set up a time to share your story. But we do this every single month. If you notice, we did not do one in August. We were supposed to, but we had to reschedule. So happy September 1st, y'all. We are back, and we'll actually be doing another Soul Seat this month because I don't like the fact that we had to reschedule it from August to September. So we're doing two in September. We're doing the one from August today, and then we're going to do the official September one as well. So shout out to Ballance of Serenity. Thank you for joining us. Shout out to Blogo Search. I appreciate y'all joining me. Go ahead and tag some people, y'all. What's going on, JoJo? Y'all tag some people. Tell them to come in the room. Soul Seat Conversations exist to connect, to create community, and to share new ways to thrive on your wellness and healing journeys. That is what tonight is all about. And tonight is episode 11. We have Josh Ballance joining us. So I'm in Richmond, Virginia, if you don't know. Let me back it up a little bit. So Soul Seat Conversations is a unisex affirmation brand for the entire family and for resilient humans on the grow. We create apparel. We create accessories. Do y'all see the new hats? Do you want a closer look? Okay, we have 4 new hats about to drop on our website. I don't know when. I'll let y'all know that later. Get on our website. Go to our website, soulriseessentials.com. Sign up for our email list, and you'll get 15% off. If you're already on the list, you probably already have that 15% off code. Honey, use it, okay? We got these brand new bucket hats coming, y'all. Brand new. They are so stinking cute. Do y'all like this color combo or what? I am a color block kind of girl. This brand exists to help your soul rise again. You done been through some trauma. You done been through some life obstacles. This brand encourages you on your way back up, okay? You're going to need some color in your life to do that. Do y'all know what color psychology is? Like, colors really influence your mood. They influence how you feel, how you think. Psychology is the reason why I chose the colors for my brand, yellow and orange. Those are happy, feel-good colors. Thank you, Tammy. I appreciate you. Tammy said her favorite one is pink. She got a little sneak peek. That's what happens when you know the CEO. Okay. She said she want all of them. They are so cute. Oh my God. So this is our orange, hot orange boo-boo with like this little baby blue. It's giving. Do y'all want to see me put it on? It's giving. Now y'all know I ain't got no hair. Okay. But I just want y'all to see. Okay. Listen. It's giving what it's supposed to have gave. Thank you, JoJo. Thank you. So we have the lime green, neon green with, that is actually yellow. The Pack Light message reminding you to pack light in all areas of your life, to be light, be the light, shine your light, feel God's light, pack light physically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, all of that. Okay. I'm showing off our new hats, y'all. I know y'all probably like, why she ain't got no hair on the hat? Listen, I'm just showing y'all what it's giving. This is hitting our website. So if you want to know when they drop, you need to be on our email list. Go to soulriseessentials.com, and it's going to be a pop-up. Add your email, and it's giving. It's giving. Okay. We do have a code too. If you just want to shop the stuff that's on the website, which some new stuff just dropped on our website. We have some pin back, like little pins that you can put on your hats and your jean jackets. They are on the website. Heavyweight Swag, what up? He said he need that orange. Hey, Katina Jeffrey, I cannot wait to see you in this orange. Send me your email address. Yeah, Nick, I think I actually have your email because you are already a loyal customer. So I will actually send you an invoice tonight or tomorrow for the orange. Okay, and we're going to get that delivered to you. Y'all, it's the yellow for me. Where that yellow at? The yellow, the neon yellow with the orange. I'm not taking nothing down, y'all, because I don't want nothing to fall. Okay, so those are new. That's new. But we also have a lime green hat just like this. It's our distressed dad hat, but it does not have the sunshine on it. It does say Pack Light, and it's a little bit bigger. That's new on the website as well. And then what else do we have? That's it. We got some new stuff coming. Okay, what's going on? SOZ Impacts. Thank y'all for joining. I'm just waiting for my guest for the night to join, but I'm gonna keep chit chatting and just updating y'all on all the exciting things going on around here. It's been so much going on behind the scenes, and I appreciate y'all's patience with me having to reschedule this. Tonight's conversation is going to be so dope. Josh Ballance of Balanced Wellness is going to be coming on sharing his story. Not sure if you've seen the flyer, but let's just do some trigger warnings, and I'll probably say this again when he comes on. But with Soul Seed Conversations, our wellness podcast, Soul Seed Conversations, it gets a little heavy, it gets a little deep, but I'm bringing my attitude. I'm always going to be. Oh, you here? Okay, I didn't even see you come in. All right, I'm gonna keep chit-chatting. I'm gonna bring you in a second. I'm sorry. It does get a little bit heavy, but I'm bringing my attitude and my positive energy to let y'all know that it's okay to have tough conversations, right? We can still share our truth, our hard truths. Now, there's some things that we just can't talk about on a public platform, but these conversations do need to be had. And Soul Seed Conversations is a safe space to have these conversations. And tonight we're gonna do it. So there are some things concerning abuse, addiction, trauma, other things like that I may have not mentioned that may be a little heavy, but if you're here, it's because you want to have these conversations. So I'm super excited. This is very engaging, very interactive. Y'all join in, give us questions, comments. A lot of people, when they come on, they get a lot of praise. I get goosebumps when I do these because they are just so moving. And when I first met Josh, it was something about him. I knew he had a story. I wasn't sure what his story was. But I do think, like, if you're a person that's gone through trauma or you're working on yourself, you can kind of, it's your soul tribe. Your soul literally can connect with other people that have a story. You might not even know the story. It's a look in their eyes. It's an energy. But that's definitely something that I felt from him. I knew he was a genuine person, and we connected and have a lot in common in terms of like some of the things that we've been through, and just the fact that trauma, regardless of what type it is, it's a shared experience, right? But the biggest thing that we have in common is that we don't shy away from these conversations. We want to help other people. We've turned over a new leaf, and we want to just show other people that it's okay to be open and be vulnerable, and to know also that regardless of what you've gone through, you can turn over that new leaf and try to work toward being a better you. We ain't perfect, okay? Y'all gonna hear me and Josh talk about that. We are not perfect people. Ain't nobody trying to be perfect. We don't practice toxic positivity. Y'all know this world and this life is cray-cray sometimes, right? But we embrace it all. The good, the bad, the ugly, and the indifferent. So that's what this community is all about. Shout out to the Soul Tribe. Shout out to all of y'all that have joined me. Shout out to Waist Beads by Sam. Can't wait to get this conversation started. I think that's everything, but let me go through my list. I know y'all saw some of the hats that we have, but we also have jewelry and t-shirts for not only adults, but for children. So again, tag some people in the comments. Share this video with some folks that you want to see this conversation. If you're watching a replay, shout out to you. Drop some sunshine emojis in the comments to let me know that you're here and that you're rocking with us. I appreciate y'all. We went through that. And again, I do want to share that if you do choose to shop tonight, you can use code JOSH10, that's JOSH10, and you can save on your purchase tonight. All right. Went through this. All right. Another thing I want to say is that we are not professionals. Anytime you see anybody talking on this platform, including myself, it's not that I'm giving you advice on what you should do with your life. We are thrivers sharing our lived experiences. So always consult with your doctor or like a mental health professional if you have questions and want to try something out. This is just people sharing their lived experiences. And that's it, y'all. We talked about the trigger warning. All right, you ready? Are you ready? Thanks for the love in the comments, Tammy. I appreciate you. Last thing too, before I bring Josh on, we have a new playlist, okay? So if you're one of those people that likes to listen to music when you drive, when you clean your house, all of that stuff, you want to go to our playlist. It's on YouTube. Type in Soul Rise Essentials. Go to our YouTube page, click on playlist, and then you'll see it. It's called the Soul Tribe Vibes. Yeah, Soul Tribe Vibes. It's giving. I think it's a good playlist. Okay, it's about 25 songs, but it's to lift your spirits up. It has some love songs on there, some feel good songs on there. You gonna sing the love songs to yourself. Okay, we're building up ourselves and we're reaffirming ourselves on our way back up. So check that out, and it's also on Spotify. And I'm working on getting it on Apple Music too. So if you want a good vibe, you want to check it out. Check it out. All right, Josh. Child, I've been talking, but let me get the man on up in here. All right. I just sent you an. Are y'all ready? If you're ready, let me know in the comments and just show some support. Show some love, y'all.
Hey, hey.
What's going on with you?
Oh, yeah. Well, you just doing the thing.
Doing the thing. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. Let me get this camera
Wonderful.
straight.
Okay, I was gonna say I want to see some more of your face too.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
All right.
Let me go back a little bit too, so the girls can. I hope this mannequin does not fall. If it fall, y'all don't laugh at me, okay? Sure. All right, there we go, y'all. So this is Josh Ballance joining the Soul Seat tonight. Welcome to the Soul Seat.
Oh,
I've
thank
already
you.
kind of given like a little background of when we met, and I just want to start off by thanking you for coming on the platform and sharing your resilient story. But first, let's just start off with who you are, where you're from, and we'll go from there.
Thank you for having me on, first of all. And I heard your intro. So, I mean, you set me up pretty well. But
That's what I'm here
like
to do.
as you said, my name is Joshua Ballance. I'm from Richmond, Virginia. Um, who I am is going to probably take this whole conversation. Um, I really don't like to break it down to singular words because it's all of me. I'm a
Yeah,
dad. I'm a dad. I'm a husband. I'm a carpenter. I'm a chef. We can go on and on with that one.
yeah.
But but as you said in your intro, we're all connected by this human experience, and the one common denominator at all is suffering and trauma.
Yep.
Um, and you want me? I'm gonna start. I'm just gonna start with it.
Well, I will. Where are you from? You're in Richmond, Virginia, too, where I'm at, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
South side.
So one of the things that you did not say, okay, Southside.
hmm
One of the things that you did not say, though, that I think is important, especially to the ending part of this conversation, is that you are a wellness coach,
Yep.
right? And then
Yep.
toward the end, too, we're gonna talk a little bit about a bit more about what that looks like for you and your company and stuff like that. But just to hear some of the things that you've been through and to hear that as one of your titles is really inspiring to me. I really admire that about you because you could have just like taken the things that you've gone through and not done anything about it, but you did choose to turn over a new leaf and to start your wellness and your healing journeys. But you are really invested into bringing other people back up with you, and I love that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you
Well,
better say those titles.
thank you. Well, wellness coach is what I'm really working on for my forever. That's what I'm really passionate about.
Yeah,
I mean, because I think once you understand that this is a shared experience of either you're hurting or you're healing,
that's
once you
right.
get on that healing side, I mean, the only way to keep progressing and keep your progress going forward is to bring people with you, is
Yes.
keep the people in your circle accountable, um, and just try to help. I mean, we're only doing this one time,
Yeah.
so let's try to, as Drake said, we're not here for a long time, but a good time.
A good time, okay?
But let's
Well,
try to have a good time.
yes. Having said that, so we taking it back. Tell me who little Josh was, like your
Ooh,
childhood. Talk to me about that. That's where it all
all right.
starts, right?
So it all starts.
Yeah.
Um, for me, uh, my trauma started at a young age. At 8 years old, um, my father was in jail. My brother was born. He was born with a heart disorder, and he's had four open heart surgeries. So at 8 years old, I moved myself to the front room and slept on the floor for the next 12 years of my life.
Mm.
Uh, um, but that's where the feeling of um, low, depression, I mean, self-worth, my self-esteem, everything started to go downward. I
So why
started to
did you move
feel,
yourself out of the room?
well, my cousin, my family situation was very violent. There was a lot of violence in the household, and me being a Pisces, me and violence, we're touchy, we're touch and go. So I removed myself from that situation. Even at that young age, I found out that that's not what I want to do every day. That's not the way I want to spend my life is
Yeah.
hurting people.
Mm-hmm.
Um, So I removed myself and slept on that floor slept in the front room for the next 12 years.
12
But that,
years you slept on the floor and on the couch, or
and on a couch, like a pallet, like putting cushions together and
yeah,
covers or whatever you
making it
got,
work.
making it work.
Yeah.
Um, but that's where I really started to feel, I started to hustle for approval from everyone else. And that's where I think we all get into a rough, not all of us, but a lot of us get into a rough situation where we kind of lose our identity. Um, if you're moving from a hurt position, as you understand, that's not you.
Mm-hmm.
There's only one truth, and the truth is love.
Mm-hmm.
Love is everything. Love is why the sun comes up in the morning, why everything grows, why water is what it is, why we're nourished by the earth. Love is everything. And if you don't love yourself, that's why we're here.
Yeah.
So from eight, so 8-year old Josh moving to adulthood.
Mm-hmm. Where was
Teenage.
mom and dad?
Well, dad was in and out. Mom was despondent because of uh, the circumstances that she was dealing with. Her depression was way more advanced than I understood, even at a young age. I still am learning about how that has affected her, and I think that's what we all kind of, well, at least our generation has shared. We have that shared experience. Our parents were traumatized. I mean, we can we can try to sparse that. I mean, we can see that some people are set up for success at a younger age than others, and that could be racially, um, that could be the neighborhood you grow up in, that could be everything that your parents are putting you through. That is your identity going into your adulthood. I mean, the dreams that you aspire to be at a young age, they're only put there because of the things that you are in contact with, the information that you get from your parents or your neighborhood or whatever you're going through at that time. But that's not you.
So
You
that house that you were in, that you slept on the floor in, were your parents in the home with you, or you were living with your aunt? Because I heard you mention your
no
cousin.
no my mother raised my two cousins with me, so
Oh, okay.
they grew up with me. I was the youngest of those three. And then once my of us three, and
Mm-hmm.
once my brother was born, then kind of everything we started raising ourselves, sort of.
Yeah.
I mean, because the time that she had to spend in the hospital or doctor's offices or so forth, we kind of fended for ourselves.
Yeah. So
Um,
do you feel like kind of some of that attention, the little bit she probably did have to give with her depression that she could have given was given to him because of all the doctor's appointments and surgeries and stuff?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but
Okay.
for her circumstances, it goes farther than that. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
there's domestic violence on her mother's end from my grandfather. So I mean,
Mm-hmm. Cycle.
it's generational. It's way back there.
Yeah.
Um, then the
So you,
people that are coming in contact with you, they're just passing on the same hurt that
right.
they
Yeah.
obtained from their parents and their grandparents or so forth.
So it sounds like your early experience as a child was rooted in cycles of trauma and mental health issues and sickness, illness with
Hmm.
your brother and stuff like that. So you had a lot going on. And like you said, as a child, you just were fending for yourself. And then it was other people living in the house that were not your blood brothers that you
Hmm.
had violence and stuff going on with. And you was trying to stay out of that. So you slept on the floor for 12 years. That's crazy.
Hey, you gotta do. I
Wow.
mean, that started the cycle of you. I mean, trying to make it to the next day. That plan that we kind of have the forethought that we kind of have um, to live in the moment and do the best we can right now. When you're stuck in survival,
You were in
that
survival mode.
survival mode. Yeah, that
Yep.
survival mode can last a lifetime. It can last generations.
Yeah.
Um, and that's what I came to the realization of going through the healing process that I put myself through or went through.
So you realized at 8 that you had depression?
No, no, I knew. Well, at 8, I realized that um, this wasn't normal. I realized at 8 years old that this should not, if it was normal, this should not be normal. The things that I was going through, things I was seeing, just the emotions that I was having, all of my lived experience, I understood at 8 years old that ain't right.
Yeah.
To put it lightly, I mean, um, but that kept me at least attached to my identity of who I was and who I
Mm-hmm.
am now.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that's where we lose that when
Mm-hmm.
we go through childhood trauma, when we go through trauma early on, the person we are before that just is not the same afterwards.
No,
Or our
not at
thought
all.
process. Yeah.
Yeah, no, no. Trauma
Mm-mm.
changes us, like
Yep.
literally, not just emotionally, but
Mm-mm.
chemically in our
Mm-hmm.
brains, you know,
Yep.
mentally, all of that stuff. So you didn't have for lack of a better way of putting it, have a good start, you know, just a lot going on around you. So 12 years, you were sleeping on the floor. So what happened? Did you leave? What happened after that?
Oh, so we moved and I got the basement area of our next house.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, by that time, I was 17 years old, 16 years old, somewhere around there. And I was working to get out. I already had a job. I was saving my money. I knew I had to leave. I
Yeah,
knew my growth meant
yeah,
leaving and
yeah.
getting on my own and seeing what I can do for myself.
Mm-hmm.
But that comes with its ups and downs too. I mean, once me and my wife had our daughter right after high school.
So you were working at 16, 17, and you met your wife in high school.
Hmm.
How old y'all when y'all got married?
25. Well, this will be 10 years. 10 years married this year, so
Oh wow.
23.
Oh wow.
23
How old are you now?
and 33.
33, yeah, 10 years. Okay. So y'all
Hmm.
met in high school. How old were you when you met her in high school?
16.
All right. So right around the time when you started working and like trying to get out of the house and stuff. So she's been
Hmm.
with you through all of these transitions.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Lordy.
She knows me.
She
She knows
knows
me.
you.
All of me.
Yeah. All right, before
Good,
we get too
bad.
far down that path, I wanted to finish what you were saying. So you said y'all had your first child.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, we have first child, but that I knew I wanted to be. I knew I wanted to do it differently. I knew I wanted to be present. Um, but I didn't have a template.
Yeah,
I
I was just
did.
about to say, like, you want to be a present dad, but like, how do you know how to do that?
You do it. Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah,
think that's what we all do. We all are put into situations and then we just react. And then we have to live with the outcome of it.
yeah,
Some are good, some are bad. But sometimes the bad ones, the trauma or whatever you want to call it, um, they like we said before, they change us.
they do.
And that change can be so big that we take that on as our identity, and then trauma becomes our identity. Um,
How do you think
and
that having two absent parents, if you would agree with that,
yep,
affects your ability to parent? Like, and it's a two-part question. Do you know your attachment style?
I do not.
Okay, have you heard of
I
that
do not.
before?
I have.
Okay,
I have.
all right. And I don't know them off the bat. It's a couple of them, but you know, you have anxious, avoidant, all kind of stuff. So y'all look that
Yep.
up if you haven't
Fawn.
heard that before. What
Yep.
would you say?
Fawning. There's a bunch of them. But I
Oh,
mean,
that those are reactions, I think. But it's like I can't remember what it is. I have to look it up. I don't want to say it wrong, and y'all be like, so they say I ain't say that.
mm-hmm.
But I know for me, I think one of my attachment styles, it has something to do with like abandonment for me. So
Oh,
it's like you have a secure attachment. Secure attachment is ideally what you want to have. You want to be a secure person, somebody that's love, that has healthy
okay.
attachments, that doesn't have
I
to
got
cling
you.
on and be codependent to other people. You want
Oh
to be
yeah.
secure in yourself is the ideal attachment style, secure attachment style. Then you have
Oh yeah.
avoidant attachment style, people that want to shy away from issues and don't show affection, things like that. So it's a couple of them. So I was just curious if you knew yours. But I asked you that because, like, you know, both of your parents, it didn't seem like either one of them had the capacity to be there for you the way you needed to be as a
Yeah.
child. And now you're a dad and you making your own blueprints. I was just curious, like,
Mm-hmm.
what fatherhood looks like for you.
Mm-hmm. Well, at 18. uh, working the way I was working,
Mm-hmm.
raising Layla, trying to be um, a husband and a dad, trying to do it all. Um, we were definitely in a codependent relationship.
Mm.
We had to have each other because we're both come from single parent households. So neither one of us had our fathers and set that up
Wow.
so that we understood what a man is supposed to be in a relationship. So my daughter's seen both styles too.
Mm.
My daughter's seen a aggressive dad. I've never been physically violent, but when I was an alcoholic, verbal abuse is real. Verbal abuse hurts just as much, maybe worse than physical abuse. Not being present for somebody and not being able to actually listen and focus on singular things leads problems in society, relationships, everything.
So
Um,
you had an addiction to alcohol for how long?
mhm. Oh, 10 years,
Okay. So when did you start drinking?
uh, 16,
Hmm.
17 in
So you
high school. Oh, not abusive.
right.
Once I started working
Mm-hmm.
80-hour weeks, 90-hour weeks,
Mm.
um, that's when it really started. So probably 19 or 20.
Mm.
And I'm 3 years sober right now. So let's say 20 to 30.
Yeah. Woo,
That
woo.
was a
Shout out
rough
to you,
time.
man. Shout out to you. How did you do
Thank
that?
you.
Like, and
I
what
wish
made you want to get clean?
my wife, my wife, I am here because of her. If it wasn't for her forethought and for her her love, she understand. I'm gonna give her props, so I'm gonna give women as a whole props. Women understand love at a different rate than
Mm-hmm.
men do. Women understand love very early on,
Yeah.
very early on.
Yeah.
Um, but from my perspective, because I only have mine,
Uh-huh.
men are told from society and their fathers and their friends and everybody else at a certain age, once you start to express your emotions, you are no longer on the road to manliness.
Mm-hmm.
That is not the guide to being a man. It's not expressing your emotions.
Yeah. So when
So
sorry.
no, you're good. So once I realized that, once I actually listened, my wife came to me one day and basically put it to me. This is it. You drink again, I'm gone.
Mm.
You're gone. I'm gone. And that was it.
So did you go to
That's
treatment
the
or you
day.
just stopped like
Nope. I
gradually or
just stopped. I
cold
stopped.
turkey?
Cold turkey.
Wow.
Cold
Did you
turkey.
go through like withdrawals and all of that stuff?
Well, yes, but the withdrawals were more like irritation, irritability. Nothing that I can remember that was actually physical. Like, I mean, I know you see. I mean, everybody goes through things differently, but no, like physical shaking or
You didn't
anything
have
like
that.
that. Mm-mm.
Oh wow. So
Nope.
you
But
kind of just were learning to function without alcohol. I guess you was irritated.
well, I was numbing. So all right. So let's go a little bit into addiction. So we can be addicted to anything. We can be addicted to media. We can be addicted to shopping. We can literally be addicted to anything.
Mm-hmm.
But from my lived experience with alcohol, alcohol is a numbing agent.
Mm-hmm.
Alcohol, that's why we run to it. That's why we're so traumatized. We run to the things that make us not feel them.
Mm-hmm.
And growth only happens through pain and suffering. So if we understand that, we have to feel the emotion to be able to go through it. And the prolonging of that emotion could be your lifetime.
Mm.
And
Whew.
if it's your
You said a word
lifetime,
just now. Man, you
that
said a
but you
word
see it all the time.
all the time.
Once you can actually see people for their suffering, um, it's everywhere, and it breaks your heart.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Some people come to terms with it when they're on their deathbed. I mean, you see it all. You see it in the movies. It's so frequent that you see it in the movies. You see it on TV.
Mm-hmm.
That come to Jesus moment, right before people leave us.
Yep.
It doesn't have to be that way though.
Yep.
That's why you're doing what you're doing. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing.
Yeah,
And
man.
people have a decision. People have choices.
Yeah.
Time is now. Now,
Yeah, the
if you
time is
go back
now. The
right
time is
now,
always now.
if you
Always
go
now.
back to 10 years, if you can think back to an
Yep.
emotion or a time 10 years ago, what time was it then?
Right
It
now.
was now. It was then.
Now.
It was right
Yeah. Oh,
then, right
I
now.
love how you put that. I love how you put that. Can
It's
you tell
always
me
now.
sorry, what'd you say?
It's always now. I'm sorry.
No, that's good. I wanted you to tell me like how you said that you were abusive, but you were not physically abusive.
Hmm.
You said that you were more verbally abusive. So
Yep.
did your children and your wife and everybody else experience? Because you know some people can be very abusive in the household, and then they go
Yeah.
out in the world, don't nobody know. So was that
Oh,
just
yeah.
who you were, or was it just something you released at home?
Oh, it was a little bit of both, but I'm gonna say it was more at home than it was anywhere else. Because when
We be
I
showing our
wasn't I'm not
ass to the people that love us.
showing our ass. I mean, because they're the people that we expect to pick us up. And if we're not picking ourselves up, how are we supposed to, who's giving them the blueprint?
Yeah.
If I can't pick myself up, I can't make myself happy, how can I expect you to know how to make me happy?
Hmm.
You don't have magic. You don't have a wand. You can't make my pain go away. But if I can
Yeah.
come to the realization that today is all I have,
Yeah.
tomorrow is not promised, I can choose to be okay right now. I can choose
Hmm.
to um to move through the pain, to sit there with it, to just understand it. We don't show ourselves enough grace. I
Mm.
mean, last time I checked, this is all of our first time doing this. There ain't never
Hmm.
been nobody come back and be like, I just died besides Jesus. I died, I came back, and this is what it was like.
Yeah.
I ain't never met that person.
No.
Every person I meet, this is their first time doing it, whether they're 80 years old or they're 8.
That's a good
That's why
perspective.
kids, man, they're untainted by society's expectations.
So did you have to go through any therapy, you and your family? Because I'm sure like the person you are now, like you were just saying, is not the person they used to live with when you were addicted for 10 years. So how did that all affect your family dynamic? Like, is everything good? Y'all still working on it? Like, talk to me about that.
Oh, we working on it. Oh, we working on. I mean, but uh, we're miles ahead of where we were. But I think it's an ongoing process for everybody. I don't think. I think if we get caught up in like I'm good, then you're not doing the work. And the work is where you fall in love with the process of being okay and being mentally present and all that stuff.
So y'all still
Um,
working through it.
oh, we're still working through it, but because that's a big shift between the family. I mean, you got somebody that's coming home, barking orders at you, telling you what to do, how to do it, overly controlling and doing all that stuff, and then you come home another day and rolling off you like water on a duck.
Yeah.
That's two completely different things. So it's a reunion of sorts. It's a coming together of sorts. But that's what we have to do as families in general.
Yeah.
I mean, we all I don't know a family out there that everybody's good. Everybody when you come together for a holiday, you come together for a family reunion or anything like that. There's no family out there. That stuff you see on TV, where the Brady Bunch and all that stuff, that ain't real.
Hmm.
Everybody got a problem.
Yeah.
Everybody hurting. I mean, everybody ain't slept on the floor for 12 years, but that's my lived experience. I can't take that out, and you can't take yours out, and we can't compare them, right?
Hmm.
That's
It
so
just is
how
what it is. And it's
it
our
is what it
cross to
is.
bear. It's ours
Yeah,
to bear. We don't have to bear
yeah.
it alone though, right?
But we ain't gotta bear it. We just
Hmm.
gotta put it down. That cross
Hmm.
won't for us. That cross was to
Wow.
be put down.
You
That cross,
speaking tonight.
bruh,
You
that
better
cross ain't
preach.
for you. That
Wow.
you, but when your daddy put your cross on you, when his father put his cross on you, or
Mm.
mother, or what it is,
Wow.
you feel you get crushed.
That's
You
crazy.
get
That's a
crushed
word.
from it. You got to
So
put it
Balance of
down.
Serenity said earlier, the time is now. That's powerful wording, she said. She said, baby. I guess she really related to that. She said, you better speak, sir.
Hey,
Shout out to everybody just joining us. If you're just joining us, this is Soul Seek Conversations. It's a wellness podcast that Soul Rise Essentials does every month. And we have a thriver come on and share their lived experience. So Josh Ballance is just sharing his journey of wellness, you know, been through some trauma like most of us have. And addiction. He's experienced that, and all kind of stuff. So we're just in the middle of getting to learn about his story. Only one, Serena says, being verbally abused hurts worse than actually being hit. Man, it's the
I
abuse.
got, well, from my mother, I got both. My
Okay.
mother, I got both. And I agree. I agree. I could take a beating. I can sit there and I can, because they end.
They last
The,
longer. The effects, I feel, they last longer. Like you get hit, I felt that for a couple seconds and the
mm-hmm.
physical pain went away.
Yep.
But, and I'm not saying that that does not stick with you as well, but
Yep.
the words from people who are supposed to love you, that rings in your head and in your psyche, and it affects
Yeah.
everything in your
Yeah.
self-esteem. It becomes your inner voice. I personally feel, and I don't want to, diminish any physical abuse. That's not what I'm doing, 'cause I got my butt handed to me too.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Mm-hmm.
it just seems to me that it lasts longer.
Yeah. I heard it put this way. Somebody, I don't remember who it was, but it said, words, words from adults or people, like you said, people that you trust or love, words from them become our memories and our thoughts. So they last way longer than a beating. I mean,
Yeah.
you can tough out. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know about you, but
You
my
can
mom got tired.
disassociate. Huh?
She got tired. I don't know about you, but my mom got tired about after about 2, 3 minutes. I mean, you
Yeah.
can withstand that. I mean, that's. I'm not trying to make light of it, but that when you've been through both of them, I can agree that the words last a little bit longer.
Wow, when you've experienced both, and that's coming from you having
Hmm.
experienced that. Thank you for sharing that.
For sure.
So did you and your family go through therapy
Yes.
all
Yes. So
all
I,
together or separate or?
separate. We're still working on. I'm taking the temperature of it at all times. I think because now um, I've got uh, a good feel for where people are um, in their journey. I mean, like we said earlier, you're either hurting or you're healing, and I feel like right now as a group, I mean, we are healing. I mean,
That's what's up, man.
we're doing it. I mean,
How many
I,
kids do you have?
I have three. My twin boy's birthday is tomorrow. They'll be 9 years
Oh,
old. My
wow.
daughter, she'll be 15 in December.
Well, thanks for
Um,
doing this, because I know it's planning
oh
that
yeah.
goes into birthday parties and all of
Hey,
that stuff.
hey, that wife of mine, she's
Yeah,
pretty good. She's
yeah.
pretty good. She's got me set up.
So you said the
But
twins are turning 9 tomorrow. No,
hmm
9,
nah,
and
no,
then
you're right.
the oldest is how old?
15. She'll be 15.
15.
So high
Wow.
school. Yeah, I got a high schooler and two fourth graders.
That is awesome, man. So y'all are doing the thing together as a family. And shout out to your wife, because I know I would just speak for myself because of
Hmm.
the types of trauma and the many times I've had to endure it. There's certain things that for me, I feel like, because I'm still dealing with my own stuff. If I was
Hmm.
partnered with somebody, and I really can't say what I would do and be right about it, I'm just kind of speculating. But
Yeah.
for her to have stuck with you through all of that and still sticking with, because this ain't even all your story, still going through all of this stuff with you, it is commendable, especially being young. Because our generation, child, we be out like, you did what? I'm gone.
Hmm.
So I
Hmm.
really commend
Hmm.
the fact that y'all have been married for 10 years,
Yeah.
young, still doing it, raising your kids, going to therapy, figuring it out. And she gave you grace. She gave you an ultimatum. She didn't just stick
Hmm.
around and be like, look, she was like, no, we done been through this and I'm tired of it, so she
Yeah.
helped you get clean. And I just really admire that. I really, really
Oh,
do. But I know
oh,
for
she's.
me, because certain things because I've experienced it, I just don't know if I could deal with that amount of trauma in my relationship. And who knows, maybe I could. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying all of that to speak to her influence. And it sounds like it's a great influence, and her
Oh,
tolerance.
I I wouldn't be here. I would not be here with that if it wasn't for Leah Mika's balance. She's everything to me.
That's
Um,
beautiful. Shout out to
well,
Leah. Hey, girl.
shout out to Leah, but she knows now. We both know now that we come first. We
Mm,
are number one. She is number one to her.
to
I
her,
cannot be
wow.
her number one. And she
Mm,
cannot be my number one. That is where codependency starts. I
Mm.
cannot fix her, and she cannot fix me.
Wow.
We meet each other at this is part of that coming back together as a group. We meet each other where we are, understand
Mm.
each other, and we communicate.
Wow.
And
I'm
when
so
that
glad.
communication stops, that's when we know there's an issue, and we pick it back up.
Mm.
Say, hey, like I know you're feeling something today. I know I can hear it, I can feel it. Just do you need space? Do you need a day? Do you need an hour? Like what do you need?
That is a
Um,
gem because I ain't gonna lie. When I heard your story and I realized how young y'all were when you got married, I'm like, it's giving codependent, you know?
oh yeah, we
So
were super codependent.
I'm glad that you shared that. You were open about that. And then you just said, like, that proves that y'all doing the work. Like, you know, now y'all can't heal each other. You got to do it for each other. You have to do it for
Hmm.
yourselves, each of you.
Yep,
That's
yep.
beautiful.
It's patience. We're learning. I mean, the kids too, but we're all learning how to be patient. But I mean, my kids, our kids, they're the most resilient people I've ever met. Like
Mm.
I thought I was resilient coming through all of this and healing myself and doing all good through addiction and losing. We didn't even hit the fact that I've lost 160 pounds, but
160 pounds.
60 to
160.
160 pounds. Yep. We'll get back to that. But
Man.
them kids, I mean, they understand. They're emotionally stable. Well, maybe
Mm.
not stable. Stable might be a stretch, but they understand their emotions. They
Mm.
understand that this is a process. I'm not perfect. We're
Mm.
not perfect. The expectations for them are just the different. They're,
Yeah.
what they bring home on their report cards or anything, that's one thing. But
When you,
how you treat people,
oh, sorry, go
that's
ahead.
no, my bad. How you treat people is what I gauge them on,
Mm.
and they're doing good.
I
They're
love
doing
that.
real good.
I love it. I'm so happy for y'all. I love family. I love
Yeah.
love and your story is a beautiful example of you don't have to do this by yourself. Your family is your soul tribe. Those your
Oh,
people, you
we
know?
can't do this by ourselves. It's
No.
not possible to do this by ourselves.
I'm so
It's
proud of
just
you.
yeah. Thank you. You too. I know you. I mean, you've been through it too.
Yeah.
We all been through it.
Thank you.
It's just a decision. It's an ongoing decision to pick right now. Because I can't be the version of myself in 10 years unless I'm working on him right now.
That's
Because
right. That's
if
right.
I'm leaving him work, if I'm leaving him work, I'll never get there.
Wow. You have
So,
some great perspectives. It's that Pisces in you. Y'all be real
oh,
spiritual and deep. I'm here for it. I do have a
mm-hmm.
quick question because you brought up the word resilient, and you know, my necklace. Okay, it says
Yep, yep,
resilience.
yep.
I'm all for it. I hear a lot of feedback about that word, and some people hate the word. They're like, I'm tired of being strong. Strong and resilience, I feel, they're not
No, they're not the same.
synonymous. You know, resilient is you gonna go. Resilience is reality. It's why we are still here. It's why we wake up every single day, right?
Yep.
Um, you gonna go through stuff. Period. Life
Mm-hmm.
is gonna ebb. It is going to flow. It's how you bounce back from that. The new knowledge that you gain, the tolerance that you gain, the coping skills that you gain. That is resilience because something else is going to happen. The
Mm-hmm.
other shoe is gonna drop. It's how you show up to that
Mm-hmm.
obstacle is what resilience is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I understand like people like I'm tired. I'm tired too. I am tired, okay?
Hey,
But
hold. We got eternity to be tired.
listen,
Hold up.
listen,
Tired is an excuse.
man.
We can sparse on that. We all got stuff going on. Tired cannot be an excuse for us because that lasts every day. I don't think
Listen.
I've ever woken up a day that I haven't been somewhat tired.
Tired of something.
Tired of something.
But
So if
what
we
does
use that as a
resilience, huh?
go ahead. No,
Well, ask me,
I'm
what does resilience mean to you? That's my version. That's that I
yep.
may not want to do something, but the fact that I got up and I did it again, we here, like we alive. We don't know
Yeah.
how, we don't know why all the time, but we here and I got work to do. I
Yep.
might be tired, but
Yeah.
I'm going to keep going. And keeping going does not mean you have to push through all the time because resilience and keeping going could be laying in your bed and resting.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? It doesn't mean you have to be
Mm-hmm.
forward and in motion and action all the time. Like the fact that I'm still here and taking my rest, that is resilience. I
Yep.
learned to take my rest because of things that I've been through in the past and not keeping going and, you know, doing things at the level of exhaustion. That's resilience to me. So
Yeah.
that's my definition. What does resilience mean to you?
I think we're very similar in our thought process of it. Um, from my perspective as a man, things will sound a little bit different. When I think about strength to me as a child and growing up into adulthood, strength always looked like how much can I bear? How much can I actually do? How much work can I do? How good at it can I be? We're always trying to see how much we can take on, how much we can push through, how much that's not real.
Mm.
It's not real.
Thank you for
You
sharing that.
can't do it all. You can't, there is no Superman. We don't have a cape, don't have a wand, don't have superpowers. You have limits. Resiliency is understanding your limits.
Mm.
So being honest with yourself, hey, I've overeaten for the past 3 weeks. That summer buy that I'm looking for ain't gonna make itself unless I do something about it. Resiliency is the ability to bounce back.
Right.
It's not
Yep.
pulling and then breaking.
You bend, you
It's
don't
it's
break.
bend and coming back.
That's right.
Resiliency.
Yes.
So it's the ability to withstand the ups and downs. Because that
Mm.
if you're on a up, the only real thing that you know, the only certainty is that you're going to go down. And if you're down, the only certainty is that it's got to go up.
You better talk, honey. Yes.
Oh, I've done my research.
I
So
love it.
going through it going through it the way that I went through it,
Yeah, man.
I dove into a lot of books.
Mm. I
I,
see.
I,
I see some of them behind you.
oh yeah, I dove into because since this is all of our first time doing this. We take our knowledge from people that have went through it. That's why all the religions are still here. We're passing that knowledge forever.
Mm-hmm.
So not picking up a book, not listening to people, not doing the communication aspect of it.
And gaining perspective outside of your own.
That's what we're here for. That's what the books are there for. That's why we live in communities. That's why we're not supposed to be
Right.
separated
That's
and
right.
stuff like that.
I want to read some
So
comments real quick. So
go
Balance of
for it.
Serenity said, I love it. Aligned Roots Soul Guide. That's my twin sister. Hey girl. She said the power of self-awareness and us being accountable for our own journey is amazing. Beautiful story of resilience. Thank you for sharing, sissy. What's up, Steve? He said correct. I think that's when we were talking about resilience. Balance of Serenity. Hey Tammy. She says taking notes as you guys speak. I love it. He dropping them gems, baby. Keep taking notes.
Hey,
Only one Serena said, I love it here. This helps a lot. Thank you for following me. I saw that you followed us. Thank you for being here. And thank you for engaging. I love y'all. Keep engaging. If you have any questions, let us know. We did not touch on one thing that I did want to touch on.
mm-hmm.
You were suicidal. When did that start?
Oh, eight. Well, I wasn't suicidal 8 years old, but that pattern of self-worth, that idea of myself not being worthy of love, is where that pattern started for me. I don't know if that's universal, but the feeling of low self-worth only gets bigger unless you start feeling it's like a well. Unless it rains, unless you start putting rain into the well, it will dry out.
Mm.
It will get to a point where you don't feel like there's nowhere else to turn. There's no love is not coming. There's no hope coming. When hope diminishes, um, you don't feel like there's any other way other than numbing, and the ultimate numbing is suicide. Um,
Mm.
so the work, I always come back to the work. The work is symbolic, but it's tangible. It's all those things. Working, we have two lists. So we get up in the morning and we feel like I have to go to work, I have to clean the house, take care of the kids, do X, Y, and Z. But the other list is us.
Mm,
The other list is,
mm.
hey, I
That
probably need
inner
to do
work.
crunches. Yeah. I need it's whatever it is for you as a person. It's whatever you are your goals. If your goal if your goals are not currently where you're at, you have to keep making that progress. And when you stop working on yourself, subconsciously you hold on to that. You don't let it go. Um, so it's a waking up to yourself every single day and choosing you. You
I
are the main
love that.
focus.
Love
Because
that.
if I'm there for me, I can show up for anybody. But if
Yeah.
I'm not showing up for me, I can't be there for anybody.
And people think it's the opposite,
It's not.
and we are
It's
here to
not.
serve other people as well, but you cannot, we hear it all the time. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Like you said, we can't pour from an empty well, boo. You got to put something back up in there. When your well is full, you have a little bit left to nourish other people, but you have to
Yep.
nourish yourself first.
Oh, when the well's full, everybody can come to it.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody can drink. There's
Mm-hmm.
room for everybody. But
Yeah, man.
when ain't nothing there, if there's a crack or a seeping or whatever analogy you want to make, if there ain't nothing there, ain't nothing there.
Ain't nothing there.
But but we're going into that. A lot of us are going into adulthood and we're all dry.
Hey,
We're all
it's gonna get
thirsty.
dry. I'm gonna tell you that.
Oh man,
Yeah.
there's gonna be a drought. There's gonna
Yes.
be a drought and there's
Yes.
gonna be a flood. And
Yes.
you gotta be able to do both of them.
Withstand both. It's about balance, man, in all
Hmm.
things. And that's again why I said earlier. I think you were on. I was just saying we ain't perfect. Ain't nobody. We ain't on toxic positivity over here. We are about real life. It's gonna ebb and
Hmm.
flow. You gonna have a
Hmm.
rain season. You gonna have drought season. But that resilience piece is how we show up in the interim. It's the balance. I love all the analogies that you're giving.
Because you take you on both of them. Both of those journeys you're gonna be there. And how you show up, it all depends on what the work that you're putting in today. Because if you're not putting in that
Yes.
work today, you're not gonna show up when it starts raining.
Yes.
Or when it gets hot and that drought starts, if you're not showing up right now, you're not ready.
Yes, and like you
You're
said,
not ready.
when you in those valleys, you. Well, I ain't gonna say about when you high. This is what I practice. When I'm doing good, and I'm on the up and up. I'm fueling myself with self love, affirmations, with people that I love, people that make me feel good. I'm reading books. Just doing all the things right
Yeah.
because it's gonna come a time where I'm like, I don't feel like it. I can't do this. This is
Hmm.
hard. But
Hmm. Hmm.
I'm pulling from my reserve.
Yeah.
From the water
Yeah.
that I put in the well when I was on the up and up, because
Yeah.
I rest and I allow myself to go through those valleys and then I'm on top again. So,
Yeah.
but the way I do that is not by myself. I have some amazing people in my tribe, my personal soul tribe, that lift me up, that are not afraid to have conversations like this.
Yeah.
People shy away from stuff like this all the time, but I know how to have. I don't know about you, Josh, but I know how to have a good time. I can do both. Okay.
I struggle with the good time. I'm still working on that one. I'm still working on the good time.
I
I'm
appreciate the
still,
honesty.
oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Um, I'm not that far along with the good time stuff yet.
Okay.
But I'm doing better. I'm in the moment realizing that this is a good day. And that's how I start my day. I start my day and I try to smile. I try to smile as soon as I wake up. Try to listen there, be present. But my routine is what keeps me grounded. My routine, that changes week to week sometimes depending on what we have going on with the kids, what work looks like, what the house looks like. But a routine for me looks like um, meditation, yoga,
Wait, before you get to that,
exercise.
because I'm gonna ask
Yeah,
you what do you do? Because I asked you what do you do earlier. So
you
hold
got
that
it.
thought real quick.
You got it.
You shared with me that we live in Virginia in Richmond, and
Hmm.
there is a psychiatric institute called Tucker's. You actually had to
Yep,
go,
I had to
and
go.
that's kind of in line with the suicidal thing. So when you were feeling suicidal, is that why you went to Tucker's?
No, I had had experience that I checked myself into Tucker's, and I received the first counseling that I've ever received as an adult. Um, And what I learned through that was that there's three really modes of moving through life, and it's either passively, aggressively, or assertive.
Mm,
And a lot of times we get on one end or another, and
mm-hmm,
that's aggression.
mm-hmm.
Then we want to dominate. We want to keep control. We want to micromanage our surroundings. Passively is we think the world's happening to us.
Mm,
We have no control. Um, we're just down. We don't feel like we have any value or whatever you want to say. But assertive is sticking up for yourself, being present, being compassionate, showing yourself grace. Um, so that's where I first had any experience with um, coming back to oneself, being present. And I picked up once I was deemed acceptable to, I guess, enter society again. I guess that's the best way you put it. Um, I knew the work I had to do. I, I've been there since 8 years old. I know the work I have to put in. I have every memory.
yeah,
Well, and it might be cloudy because I was an alcoholic, but
right, right.
I know the ripples that I've made. I
Yeah.
understand right from wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And once you can get real with yourself and actually show up for not just the good days that you've been through, but especially those bad days that you've been through,
Mm-hmm.
um, you got to show yourself some grace. You got to understand that you didn't know until you know. There's no when you were a baby that you didn't get up and just start walking. You fell down thousands of
That's
times.
right.
You kept pushing. You
That
kept
resilience.
learning. You have resiliency. The kids already got it. We stunt them. When we tell them, when we put our fear onto them, things change.
That's right.
And when you lift it off of them, you can literally see the joy
That's
enter
right.
into them again.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Did you
it's
have to
just,
go
it's
through
go ahead.
any treatment, like with medication and stuff, while you were there before they
Nope,
released you? No? So just
nope,
counseling?
just counseling.
Wow.
No medication. I wasn't on a court order or anything like that. So I refused all medication because I know my addictive tendencies.
Mm.
Um, so at least I had the presence of mind to understand that this was bigger than a moment. This was bigger than
Wow.
a week from now. I knew everything. There's nothing else. There was at that moment. There's a point where they tell you that people hit rock bottom. That was my rock bottom. And at
Mm.
rock bottom, as they say, it might sound cliche, but there's only one way up.
There's only one way up, baby.
There's
One
only one
way, and
way
that's
up.
up.
But when you realize that, you see how much work there is for you to do.
It's a lot,
It's a lot of work,
which is
and
why
you gotta
folks
get.
don't want to do it. It's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
But
I'm so
that's
proud
what
of
we're.
you,
That's
man.
why we're here. That's what. Thank you. That's why we're here. That's what we need communities for. We need people to be able to lean on, because I know I've been through a lot. You know you've been through a lot. I know everybody listening has been through a lot. We've
Mm-hmm.
all been through a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that we're still here, we ain't broke.
Exactly. It's the
We ain't
resilience,
broke.
man. We
We
try to tell
still we
people.
still bouncing back.
Yes, man. Bouncing back is resilience.
Still
Period.
bouncing back.
That's it.
Yep.
So, what do you do? We talked about you overcoming depression and you lost 160 pounds. You've overcome
Hmm.
abuse. You've overcoming being abusive,
Yep.
alcoholism, all the things. So what do you
All the
do?
things.
How do you keep yourself well?
For me, it looks like movement. Um,
That's big.
and that means any type of movement. That
Yes.
means walking, stretching, running, whatever that looks like for you, wherever you are in the moment, whether you're where I was at 350 pounds or you're in decent shape, it still
Y'all go
means you got to
follow
move.
him and look at him. Do you have photos on your page from when you were
Yep.
bigger? Yeah, the
Hmm.
transformation. Stand up and show the people your shirt and what you're
Oh,
working with.
oh, oh. So I got on my Ted Lasso shirt.
Okay.
It says believe.
I love it.
But yeah, no, I mean, it looks like movement. We got to move. We got to be interactive with the people that are around us. Well, we got to move our body because one thing we know for sure, tomorrow we're going to be older than we were today, And the people that hold on to that identity or that low self-worth, when they get older, disease and everything
Man,
follows them,
talk about it, man.
It gets on their back and they can't get it off.
It's not
So,
just diet. It's not just
nope,
diet why people experience poor health. It
nope.
is emotions. It's not moving your body. It's not
Hmm.
talking about your emotions, stuffing all that stuff in. Your body reacts to trauma,
Yep,
aches and pain and tension and constipation. Like people really don't believe this stuff. But like you
I
said, when
know,
you
I
start
know.
reading them books and you start learning about physiology, psychology, how the brain, the mind, the body, and spirit, and how all that stuff is connected, you would be amazed. Pick up some
Hmm.
books. We're going to talk about that. I'm going to let you finish because we're going to talk about some book recommendations. But go ahead. I'm
Oh
sorry.
yeah. Um, but going back to childhood, so I was diagnosed with a learning disability at a young age also, but
Mm-hmm.
going into adulthood and actually having some forethought on it and actually thinking about it, it was definitely my circumstances of it was my home life. I'm not, I mean, yeah, I think we all kind of have some type of learning disability. With some people, math comes faster to, or reading
Mm-hmm.
comes faster to, but realizing that that was one of my weaknesses coming through my addiction, I went back to college
Mm.
and I learned in both. There's a different type. Once there's a focus, you're able to focus on singular events and not caught up in your mental thought pattern. You can actually learn. So I've taken biology, microbiology, um, psychology, nutrition. I saw what I needed and I started to learn them.
Wow.
So I wouldn't have lost 160 pounds unless I started to understand nutrition.
Yeah.
I wouldn't understand the brain unless I took psychology. I saw the missing pieces and I
Yes.
started to pick all of them up.
Yes, yo. That's
Um,
so good.
yeah, I'm still doing it. I know, like with my skin removal surgery, because of my weight loss, I mean, my movement went down to zero. I mean, I had to change my whole routine, my whole pattern,
You
and
resting right now.
well, no, I'm moving now,
Well, yeah,
but
what I'm saying is like you had to go through the surgery and the recovery. That was your rest period. And we were just
and
talking
that
about
was
going up and
hard.
down.
That was hard because my life was built around movement. I built my life. The foundation became movement. Um, so being patient with myself through the recovery process was difficult, but it won't anything else. It ain't as hard as anything else I've been through.
Did
I
you
mean,
work
I
out
have,
and eat well to lose all that weight?
yeah. I know I stretched every morning. I meditated. Uh, I cut out sugar completely. I mean, nutrition is not, um, it's not as difficult as people want to make it seem. The body functions universally the same way. Your body functions the same way as mine does. We all kind of need the same nutrients and vitamins and minerals. We need the same things, but we get caught up in what we want. Of course, you want a piece of cake.
Of
Of
course.
course, you want
Sugar
some
is so
Reese cups. Of
addictive.
course, it's one of the most addictive things that is sold publicly
Yes.
everywhere.
Yeah. They say that it's more
And
addictive than cocaine.
yep. Oh, I believe it. I've never done cocaine. I've done other drugs. I've never done cocaine, but
Mm-hmm.
sugar's one. I gave up alcohol, right? Sugar's harder.
Mm.
Go try to not eat any sugar for 3 weeks. See what happens.
Yeah, I mean,
You talking about irritable?
you can be irritable if it's something you're used to. So here's my thing. The way I changed my mind about nutrition and I changed my diet, and I'm not vegan, vegetarian, I don't have any labels. I'm a clean, colorful eater is what I call myself,
Hmm.
right? But I changed my mind about it because when I started to learn about psychology and nutrition and the gut and how all of that goes hand in hand,
Mm-hmm.
your
Yep.
gut is your second brain. I was having mental health issues. So I'm like, okay, what do I do? What do I need to do to fix this? So when I started learning about the gut and the brain connection, I had to look at my diet. And it
Yep.
wasn't awful. but it was like, okay. And I noticed some changes. And even now, when I eat a little piece of candy or something like that, I know I can tell the difference. But I'm
Yeah,
not an extremist. You know what I mean? I'm going to have a piece of cake if I want one, if I want, but it's not a part of my normal diet. It's never been a
yeah,
part of my normal diet.
yeah,
But I can only imagine trying to come off of sugar the way the average person eats it.
yeah.
But I look at nutrition and diet per se as you're either feeding disease or fighting it. It's very similar to
Hmm.
what you said earlier. We either healing or we, what was the other thing you said?
Hurting. We either
Hurting.
hurting
Yeah,
or we're
same thing
healing.
with your food. Everything that you
Yep.
eat, you're either feeding disease if you don't already have it, it's coming, or you're
Hmm.
fighting it. So that's how I look at it. And anybody that struggles with nutrition, if you could just think about it that way and start reading about the gut and the brain connection, it will change your life. When you educate yourself, your habits start to follow that education.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What we do now, if we would just keep repeating, it becomes our habit. And if your habit is every night, you're gonna either grab a beer or you're gonna get a dessert or anything like that. That is your habit. That is 10 years from now. That's the same thing you're gonna be doing until you realize that you're hurting yourself.
Yeah. So movement, going to the gym, learning about your brain and your body and
Oh,
trauma helped you.
but biggest one, like if everybody wants a cheat code, is
Uh-huh.
to talk to somebody. If you talk to somebody, if you don't feel like anyone around you knows who you are, there's something that you feel like um, you would be ousted by the group, or you would not be accepted by the group if you said or
Mm-hmm.
told somebody. If you feel like that,
Mm-hmm.
the fastest and most efficient way to alleviate that is to find a therapist, find a qualified, licensed person, and talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because if you're not working through the things that you've been through,
Mm-hmm.
you're not, you don't have the right perspective of who you want to be in the future. Because you're still holding on to your dad's cross, your mom's cross, whoever else's pain that you've
Mm-hmm.
mentally built in your head as who you are, as your identity. You can't move forward as the person that you're trying to become.
Mm-hmm. So therapy, you adding that to the list. So
Number one.
that's good, man. You and I talked about ACEs and we talked about neuroplasticity. Let's be nerds real quick in the name of mental wellness and educating the people. So, what do you know about neuroplasticity and ACEs? What is ACEs?
Well, ACEs I haven't heard of, but
Okay.
neuroplasticity is the ability to rewire the brain. Is the ability for the brain to make new neurological connections, which is fancy words for your neurons actually being able to make your nerves and your neurons actually be able to make new connections. Um, and your diet and your movement are the two things that either help or hinder that process. So with the reading that I've done and the everything that I've learned, um, the best way to rewire the brain is to put yourself in new, challenging circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
And the more that you feed that process, the more growth and the faster the growth will actually, you'll see the benefits of it.
Yeah,
A lot of people do cold showers. I don't know if you do cold
I
showers, but
do. Yeah.
cold showers are um, willingly putting yourself into an uncomfortable position. So it hardens or calluses your mind to tough situations. So if tomorrow someone hacks my bank account and all my money's gone, um, no one cold shower isn't gonna keep me from feeling that, oh, woe is me.
Right.
But the process of putting myself into uncomfortable positions, losing 160 pounds, overcoming addiction, talking about the things that I've never wanted to talk about to people,
Mm-hmm.
actually healing myself, going
Yes,
through that
man.
process. I know if all my money's gone tomorrow, my house burned down, if everybody is safe, I can rebuild it. I got every tool I need,
Mm.
and we're gonna keep it on moving.
Wow, man, that's
Um,
powerful.
Thank you.
That's
Yeah. I mean,
powerful.
but the shout out to Deron Chavis though. Everything, it's all out there in nature. Everything we
Yes,
need and
man.
everything
That's
we
how
need
we
to
met.
understand is out there in nature. Yep.
Everything. It's so
So,
many analogies in nature. So Josh and I actually met at we were part of a boot camp, and we were learning about how to garden, how to grow food. And the community of it all was beautiful. We talked about trauma, we talked about community, we talked about family, we talked about I forgot how he worded it, but why are you building this garden, what is it called, like giving it a name, giving it purpose. And the community and the things that we talked about was beautiful. And that was actually one of the ways that I got to know Josh a little bit. Some of the things he shared, I'm like, okay. And then some of our things were on Zoom, and then we started to go out in nature together and learn and grow food and stuff like that. And like he said, a lot of the things that we saw and we learned, they were just so insightful. Go in
yeah,
nature, man. Go in nature. Even if you
man.
don't garden, it's a beautiful experience. I highly recommend it. Even if you just got a plant sitting in the house.
Yep.
So many analogies, so healing. Personally, I hear
I'm
from
gonna give you
God the
one.
most when I'm out in nature. So
Facts.
yeah, man,
I'm gonna give you one analogy. So for me, the one that makes the most sense, or at least hits home the most, is uh, a tree, a oak tree. So when an oak tree drops off its acorns, the acorn has everything it needs to become that tree already in that shell. It's there. Just like we have everything we need
mm-hmm.
to be the version of ourselves that we're aiming for. That goal, that superhero. We always play this loop in our head of we're going to be the main character in our story. We're going to be the superhero. We don't think we have the tools, but we are just like that acorn. Everything we need is already inside, but it needs the right conditions, right?
Right.
It needs water. It needs the right amount of soil. It needs the right amount of sunlight. It needs the right nutrients. There's a whole plethora of things that it needs, and then one day it might make it to be the oak tree that it aspired to be as just an acorn. But where does it got to go?
Yeah.
It
Up.
got to go through the darkness.
Right. The darkness.
It got to go
Yep.
in the ground.
Mm.
It's got to go through the darkness. It's got to break. You don't think that shell
Mm.
hurts it when it breaks?
Mm.
You don't think all that growth don't? You think it feels good growing all that? That's a big plant. It hurts. It's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
But both ways hurt for us.
And like you said
If we're
earlier, it
hurting,
ain't
we're
nowhere to
hurting.
go but up when it can start to
Gotta
grow.
go up.
Yeah.
Gotta go up.
And it's gonna be that
But
big oak tree, but it doesn't become that big oak tree over time. It's gonna take some time. I mean, overnight, it's
takes
gonna take
time.
some time. And
Takes
that's why
time.
I keep going back to ain't nobody perfect. We're not preaching perfection. We are
Nope.
preaching reality. We ain't preaching
Mm-hmm.
nothing. We just letting you know,
Yeah.
this is the reality of it all. It's not easy work, but it's beautiful, when you get to the other side. And it's not a destination. You just gotta keep doing the work, man.
Yep. Because it's for you. It's all for you. I can't be just like people I said earlier. I can't be anything to somebody else that I'm not willing to be for myself. I can't be loving to someone else if I don't know what that means for me. That's the biggest facade that we like to put on all the time. We like to
Yeah.
show love to people, but you don't know what that is.
Yeah. Do you love
You don't know
yourself?
what,
Yeah.
until you love you, you can't love nobody else.
Yeah.
But we a lot of people like me and my wife will meet each other and don't know what that means. And so it's a whole process. It's a lifelong process
Mm-hmm.
of trying to figure out what that means for you. Who you want to be today is not who you're going to want to be 10 years from now.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to need to be resilient because you're going to have to face the facts that I've changed.
Mm.
I need to figure some different things out in order to be the new version of who I want to be.
Yep.
Because it's all changing.
Yeah.
But if it comes from love, it's rooted in the right place.
That's right.
The tree's roots are deep if it's in love.
Mm-hmm.
That well never runs out.
I know that's
That
right.
love, it
Listen,
don't run out.
this has been amazing. I definitely want you to tell people about your coaching business, how they can
Yep.
find you, because y'all heard he has a lot of wisdom. He's done his work. He's doing his work. He's transformed. That is what Soul Rise Essentials is all about. We are transforming ourselves and in turn transforming the world one person at a time. So I love that you embody that. You've lost 160 pounds. You have beat addiction. You have overcome so much. Y'all just watch the replay. It's insightful, very insightful, very inspiring. So tell them more about your business, and if they want to work with you, how would they go about doing that?
Yeah. So I started my own business, Balanced Wellness. Um, I can be reached at balanceliving.com.
And that's two L's.
Two L's,
B-A, spell it out for
uh,
me.
Ballanced, Balanced Wellness. But I want to be a accountability partner to all people that want to join. I want to be there to meet you where you are. I cannot fix you. It's just, I'm here to show you the next step. I'm here to show you what there else is, where your work is. I'm here to point out where you work, where you need to do. Whatever your goals are, they cannot be too big, and they won't be too small. Um, but doing it for you
Mm-hmm.
is the most important part.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times we get caught up in doing something to appease other people or trying to live up to an expectation that someone else set for us, and that's not living. Living is setting yourself up for the future. If you want to be a millionaire, if you're spending all your money today, how is that going to work?
Right.
If you want to be 150 pounds and 2% body fat, and you're not doing any, and you're not working out, well, how are you going to get there? So it's just about me. My business, Balanced Wellness, is about meeting people where they are and
Mm-hmm.
hopefully giving them the tools
Mm-hmm.
to be self-sustainable on their own, because that's what our whole goal is. I don't want you to need me forever. I want to be an ear to you. I want to be um, accountability. We run from accountability, Soleil. We run from it. We don't. It makes some of us uncomfortable.
Right.
But
Some of us. Yeah.
accountability is the truth. The
Yes,
truth,
ma'am. Yes,
the
sir.
truth, the truth is what it is, and you can't run from that. If I was 350 pounds, what does that mean? I gotta eat better. I gotta work out. I'm an alcoholic. Guess what that means? I gotta stop drinking. I'm not. I wasn't mentally present in my marriage and
Mm-hmm.
for my kids.
Mm-hmm.
What does that look like?
Mm-hmm.
It means I gotta learn to listen.
Yep.
But it's the simple hard things that we avoid for some people avoid for their entire lives. But those simple hard things are also the things that push you through to your goals.
Yeah, man.
So just trying
So
to
what
meet people where
services
they
do you
are.
offer? You offer the coaching. Do you offer nutrition? Because you're a chef as well. So do you
Yep.
do meal prep? Like what are your exact services?
So I'm still building the actual inner workings of the business itself. But currently, I offer consultations, coaching consultations, nutritional consultations, and meal prep capabilities. I can do meal prep. We
Oh,
can
wow.
help. We can sit down and talk about. Um, we can sit there and talk about just nutrition itself, or we can set up an actual meal guideline for you, depending on what your goals are, because everybody's different. Some people want to lose 10 pounds, and some people, like myself, need to lose over 100 pounds. So it's a completely different ball game, but nutrition is the same for everybody. Whatever you're putting in is what you're going to become.
Yeah,
So what you want to become, you got to put the right fuel into your body.
that's right.
But it's all knowledge. It's all getting people to the next level in their growth, and just keep on tomorrow. We're trying to get to tomorrow.
That's
But
right.
you can't get to tomorrow unless you're present today.
That's right.
So we're doing our thing, Soleil.
I love it. We are doing our thing. Y'all check Josh out at Balanced Wellness. That's his Instagram. The website is balancedwellness.com.
BalanceLiving.com.
Oh, so wait, what's your Instagram? Because I know you got two. What's your Instagram?
Balance Wellness.
Okay. Balance
The
Wellness.
website is, yep, the website is Balanced Living. So I
Balance.
want to make, so I'll let you in on the bigger scope of things. The end game for me looks like I want to open a gym. I want to open a wellness. I want to open wellness facilities for communities. I want to have a place that people can come to and not only work out, but they have certified wellness coaches there that can actually listen to them and show them, hey, I can't be your therapist, but you need therapy. Not that bluntly, but that's where we need to go to it. We need to be able to hold people accountable.
Yes.
We need to be able to talk to people and eye to eye, meet people, touch people. And this is because we're real. We're going through this lived experience together. Like I said before, ain't nobody you're gonna meet done this twice. So we're all learning today. Tomorrow, ain't none of us ever done tomorrow.
That's right.
Because we ain't been there yet. So let's just get through the day and let's keep on working on what we got to work on and keep doing our work.
That's right.
Because our work is all we got.
I love it. So we're gonna look forward to seeing these brick and mortar businesses come to fruition. But for right now, you do have your coaching your wellness consultations, and they can reach out to you. So y'all follow him, give him some support. You know, a coach like this is definitely somebody I can get behind because I know that you've been through some things, you've done your work, you've transformed, you're still doing it, and you're trying to bring people up. These are the kind of coaches, because there's so many coaches out here, y'all. Get to know people. This is somebody that you can stand behind and that you could trust with your journey. So that's all I'm gonna say. I'm endorsing the brother. But thank you for being a thriver, Josh. Thank you for agreeing to come on and share your story, braiding it all and being transparent. And again, I'm just proud of you. I've said that multiple times. I'm gonna keep saying it, keep rooting for you personally and professionally. And again, just want to say thank you for being a thriver and
thank you.
Sharing your
thank
story.
you too.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I'm proud of you too. A lot of times people think it's just one-sided. If we're still here today, you got something to be proud of.
That's right.
So just hang in there and start doing your work.
Yes. Anything else you want to say before we head out?
No, I'm good. I appreciate you having me on your platform. I appreciate everything that you're doing for the community.
Thank you.
I mean, you're doing the work that everybody needs.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Well, I'm going to stay on for a few more minutes and just do some wrap up. But again, I thank you. Have an amazing night. And that's it. Y'all go follow Josh.
Follow me.
Appreciate you. Take care of yourself.
Too.
All right. Y'all, that was amazing. The gems that the man dropped, they were all over the place. I hope y'all picked up what he was putting down. Very insightful. Chill dude, right? But when he started talking, it's like, oh, you got a lot to say. So shout out to y'all. Shout out to the Soul Tribe for supporting Soul Rise Essentials, for supporting Soul Seek Conversations. We do this every month. If you enjoyed this, shout out to Tammy in the comments. She said, I so enjoyed this. Thank you guys. You are welcome. Go back to our IGTV. This is episode 11, y'all. So we have 10 other episodes that you have not seen. Go catch up. Go binge watch. Don't watch Netflix. Go binge watch on Soul Seek Conversations. We're also on YouTube as well. So go to our YouTube channel, Soul Rise Essentials, and you will see the playlist there with Soul Seek Conversations. Check it out. I shall follow, especially from a male. Absolutely, man. This was great. Like the fact that I've had so many males come on this platform and be so open and talk about things like therapy and trauma and marriage and love. All of the men, I believe, except for one, because he's younger, are married and happy and healing and loving. That's beautiful. So if y'all know somebody that has a story that's positive, that's been through some things, but they're on the other side and they're trying to go up on their wellness and healing journeys, send them my way. Send this live to somebody that you think would enjoy it. If they've gone through addiction, depression, trauma, all of this stuff, mental health issues, send this to them. I know I'm moved by his story. I'm always moved by all of my thrivers that come on and share their stories. And don't keep this to yourself, okay? This was good. So again, thank y'all. I'll see y'all again this month. Normally I would say next month, but we had to move today's episode from August to September. But y'all gonna get a September episode as well. This is technically August's episode. So we're gonna be back. I will let y'all know when this month, but thank you for your support. Go shop soulriseessentials.com. You can use Josh's code. It's Josh10 this is a new shirt on the website. Okay, so this is on the website. My resilient necklace, my soul tribe necklaces. We have soul tribe necklaces for little kids, and adults can wear them. They're like choker style, so go check those out. These have not hit the website yet, but if you want to know when they come on the website, go to my website and put in your email. Get on our subscription list. Get our emails. I'll be writing y'all love notes. Like, the emails be lit. Okay, they be really nice, and I get a lot of beautiful responses from them. So get on the email list. We got t-shirts. Girl, just go to the website and see, you know, what it's given. We also have Grateful Dad t-shirts. Those t-shirts were for dads. Not grateful, essential dads. It says dad. Let me show it to you. Hey, Leah, this is Josh's wife. She says, thank you for having him on. Thank you for letting him come and share it. And it was just beautiful. Thank you. And thank you for helping that man get his life together, child. Listen, it ain't nothing like a woman's love at all. This is our dad, daddy, father essential t-shirt. It was supposed to be for Father's Day. It went crazy. So it's on our website. It is now a staple. You see the black affirmation, pack like affirmation tee that I have on right now. This is the white. This one may be a little dirty because it's actually our sample for like our vendor events. But yeah, white is on the website. Girl, we got all kind of stuff on the website. Pack lights, affirmation caps. I have a lime green left. It's just these ones on there right now, and then lime green, and then the gold and the black are coming back. But yeah, go shop and support. Share the brand with somebody. Share the wellness podcast with somebody. I'm gone, y'all. I got to go get my baby, but this was great. I will see y'all again this month for episode 12. So thank you for being here. Shout out to the Soul Tribe family. I love y'all so much. Thanks again, Josh. Y'all have an amazing night. Peace, Leah. Bye, y'all.